Then let's talk about JSW Energy, because this company did come out with its numbers. What we saw is that there has been a jump of around 19% on the profit of the company in the Q2, while the consolidated revenue saw a jump of 5%. But given the market conditions, yes, indeed, the stock is under pressure. But let's understand more on the internals. We are being joined by Mr. Sharad Mahendra, who is the Joint MD and CEO of JSW Energy. Hi, very good morning, and thank you so much for your time. First of all, touching on to your earnings numbers, the Q2 is a seasonally strong quarter. Now, the generation is up 14% YOY, but the revenue is flat. If you can help us explain why is that, and any one-off on the hydro true-up?
See, regarding the numbers, I like to say that in terms of the revenue and EBITDA, we have to remember that this business, energy business, most of the assets are regulated assets. In fact, hydro, if we see, is a regulated asset. And after 12 years, which is a known fact that the depreciation rate changes from the 13th year from 5.3 to 5.2 to 1.3, and which has resulted in a change in tariff, which resulted in a reduction in revenue as well as the EBITDA. But when we talk of ROE, that remains intact, that is protected. So that has been one of the major factor which resulted in the reduction in the top line as well as the EBITDA. Regarding merchant, yes, the demand growth has been good. The demand growth in the merchant market increased by almost 27%. But the merchant tariffs remained under pressure, and they reduced, if we compare with Q2 of last fiscal, by almost 30%. So that which resulted in the compressed spreads because of the lower tariffs discovered. But there was a change in our case which resulted in a lower impact, was the commissioning of our Unit 1 of Ind-Bharat, which is purely domestic coal-based unit, which was not present during this period last year. So which resulted in a higher spread for us from that plant. So overall, the spread we were able to get was slightly better than what in general the market got.
Very good morning to you, sir. This is Shello, joining in the conversation. And if you look at the India's power demand, it grew at a muted pace of about 1% in the quarter gone by. And India power generation, that increased by about 1.6% on a year-on-year basis. If you tell us or explain to us, what's the annual growth rate that now you're expecting?
No, if we recall that, see, there are two factors. One is when we are comparing with Q2 of last fiscal, which witnessed a significant growth of 11.2%. On a higher base, we have witnessed almost 1.6% growth in the current quarter. And also we have to recall the extended monsoons which were there also resulted in this. So what we are seeing going forward, and also the higher availability from the hydro, which was not there last year when we compare. So all these factors, the merchant market remained under pressure, and overall demand, we see this as a very temporary factor on a higher base of 1.6 is not as bad as it looks. But going forward, we definitely know that H2 of normally the financial year in the country sees higher level of activities, whether it is manufacturing, construction, infra. So we see the demand to definitely be significantly better from Q3 onwards as compared to what we have seen in Q2.
Right. Right, Mr. Mahendra, let's talk about the debt then. Your net debt has increased to about 24,900 crore rupees as of end of September. This has increased from the levels of about 23,300 odd crore rupees at the end of June quarter. Where do you see this debt levels now stabilizing going ahead?
Yeah, see, if we talk of regarding the debt, which has increased maybe marginally by about 1,500 crores, and the entire increase has come from the construction work which is in progress. If we talk of, we remove that, the construction work in progress related debt, then debt to EBITDA, when we talk of, is at a very comfortable range of 2.2, which we feel that we have guided the market to be around 4% of debt to EBITDA, net debt to EBITDA, removing construction work in progress, which gives us a good headroom for our expansion, which we have planned going forward. So we will be well in control of the guidance what we have given in the market, and we don't see any challenge on that front.
All right, but also what we understand is that the merchant tariff rates have come off. Now, do you expect this trend to continue going further as well?
Yes, we have seen that. If we remember, the average merchant rates discovered during last year, quarter two, was 5 rupees 90 paisa, which this year has reduced to almost 4 rupees 50 paisa, the day-ahead markets. And the coal prices, when we talk of, if we compare with API 4, which was maybe 110 last year, it remained almost at the same levels in the current year. So with no change in the coal prices, and the tariffs coming down, which has put pressure on the spreads in the merchant markets. But we have to remember that in our case, there is a 9% increase in our long-term PPA generation. So and we are moving to in that direction, that whatever capacities now are going to get commissioned, apart from the second unit of Ind-Barath 2, everything is a tied up capacity. And in our business in thermal, the coal is a pass-through. So our dependence on the merchant market going forward also will be reducing significantly.
But another point that I wanted to understand is on your upcoming plan. So, are you on track of like 20 gigawatt hours of capacity addition target by the 30 gigawatt by 2030 is what the target was. So, any update and any take on that?
Yes, as we have said earlier also, that to reach 10 gigawatt by end of current fiscal, we are on track, and we will be reaching the 10 gigawatt number by March 25. This was the phase, our stage one of our strategy 2.0 of 20 gigawatt by 2030. And with our total locked in capacity, including the operating assets, the work in progress, and the PPA signed and the LOA received, we are now at 19.2 gigawatt. And I'm happy to tell that whatever we have, a letter of awards we have got in last 7 months, 8 months time, more than 2/3 of those LOAs have been converted into PPAs. So we will be seeing a high level of construction activities in commissioning, for which we have a timeline of 24 months to commission these projects for which the PPAs have already been signed. So we are well on track of reaching this 20 gigawatt. And as I have been saying earlier also, maybe significantly earlier than 2030.
All right. Let's talk about the battery storage business, and if you could give us some update on that business line, and also the timeline, if you could help us with on the capacity addition, that is.
Yes, see, one is that definitely storage now is seeing a very high level of focus, and activities are happening. And when we first come to the battery energy storage, which we are setting up, which is a 1 gigawatt hour, Asia's largest battery energy storage project, work is in full swing, and at the construction site, and also the material arrivals will start maybe next 45 to 60 days. And we are confident of commissioning this project by June 25. So this 1 gigawatt hour of project. So this is one. Another fact in storage, another significant development which has happened is the pump storage. If we recall that Government of India also in the budget have announced for pump storage in their 100-day agenda. And I'm pleased to inform that government has taken action on that front. And one of the country's largest pump storage project of 12 gigawatt hour, which is our project, has got the clearance from CEA. There was a bidding also happened, and we have been successful in signing the PPA for that 12 gigawatt hour of pump storage project, which we are setting up in the state of Maharashtra, which is a 40 years PPA which has been tied up. So storage is seeing a lot of activities. And we will be definitely, this is one of the focus areas where we will also be participating, as it takes care of the peak demand shortage which we witness at times. So this is going to be a very good solution to provide a long duration storage power to the DISCOMs and the states.
All right, point taken. All the very best for the future quarters and the year ahead. Mr. Mahendra, thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And
there comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.